And hello. We're talking power supplies today. I know, boring, but you need them. And my recommendation is always buy the good ones. I had the Phoenix and something else from Walrus Audio. They were already pretty big and powerful power supplies years ago when Walrus Audio first hit the market. So it's not like this is something new for them. But now we've got switching mode power supplies, which means small, lightweight, loads of power. And they're not entering the market with these. They have entered the market with the range, but now I finally got my hands on them after yelling at them for a long time to present them to you. So it's the Canvas Power Range. And I think they just added the HP to that, the high power one. So let's look at the range. We're not going to install them on boards. It's ridiculous. Here, this is how we do it. And then look, it's quiet. You know, at that price point, from that company, of course it's quiet. But we need to look at options, what they can and cannot do, what I wish they do. Which one is this? It's not the one we want. It's not the one we want. Let's take this one out of the box.
The Walrus got the power, now it's time to shine. Output city where the lights combine. Daisy chains connect my wild soul. 12 and 18 volts take us to our goal. More outputs than you'll ever need. Lightweight but with the power to lead. Slides under every board, you know. Giving life where creativity flows. Plug it in and let the magic begin. Power supplies making everything sing. From the start, it's clear to see. The Walrus got the power for your dreams to be. Connections done in no time flat. Handles all my gear without a spat. From pedals to the amps it feeds. Underboard fit that exceeds your needs. No more tangles, just pure delight. When you've got the power feeling right. Every sound you ever wish to make. The Walrus got the juice, so take a break.
So as you could see, of course, it comes with all the cables, obviously, right? It comes with an external power supply. Is that perfect? No, it's not. It's not absolutely perfect. It's what you get when you want really, really small. Now, I'm not being paid by anyone. I got the products from them, but I get the products from other companies. So we're talking about competition here. If we look at the Soul from Chox, which I've installed on this board, it runs directly on mains, right? The same with the DC7, which I usually have in here. And I might replace it now with a Canvas, who knows. DC7 is my go-to power supply from Chox. I love this thing. 7 outputs, up to 660 millivolts, milliamps per output. Each output can be 9, 12, 15, and 18. 15, that's weird, but you can be. So yeah, but these are directly on the mains. You don't need an extra power supply. There's something to be said for that. With these, you need a power supply, but it is not humongous. It's not like one of these huge laptop power supplies. So it could be, and this is then on the mains, this could be under the board, maybe not under this board, but it could be hidden under a board, right? And that then goes into the 24 volt input as far as I understand, yes. These are not the cheapest power supplies on the market. They're also not the most expensive ones. The Zuta ones, for example, clock in at more. Chox, similarly priced, I think. It is, however, if that's all that's on the board, light and ridiculously small. So as I said, the 24 volt in from the power supply. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 independent, isolated, 500 milliamps, 9 volts, And then another, if it's at 9 volt, 500 milliamp out. If you go into 12 or 18, no 15, I don't know who needs 15, but Chucks has those. Switchable one, and that has 500 at 9 volt, 375 at 12, 250 at 18. Very nice that it's written here, accepts M3 screws for mounting. So there are mounting clamps included. I don't quite know exactly how they work, but they mount on here and then you can screw it on a board. So on this board, as you can see, this is an expand from Daddario. I love these boards. I had to put the sole from Chucks on top, which takes the space of a full pedal. I didn't need the space because it's expandable, but it would have been nice to have this underneath. But it is a bit too big and it is about 1 millimeter thicker. So with this, with where the feet are, you could absolutely Velcro this underneath. You could even screw it underneath. And you can see I could even put it on this side where it's expanded. And Bob's your uncle. So you could even, where you see the through, you could chain these through. So you're feeding it here, but then you're using a second one chained through from this. Now these do come, if you look at Thomann or applicable shops, in link versions where they don't come with a power supply. I do not recommend buying that. This one at Thomann actually clocks in at the same amount of money as the link version. That makes 0 sense. So why not spend the exactly same amount of money and get the power supply? If you get the link version, I checked on all of them, it is about $10 cheaper than having the power supply. So for $10, why wouldn't you get the normal version and have the power supply? Have a spare power supply, have another one. It makes no sense to save $10 if you're spending this much money anyway, to not have a power supply. If it was $50, we could talk. At $10, I don't even think they should have the link versions. Maybe those prices are different in the US. Now, this is 200 and something. It's not cheap. 5 outputs only, it's not a lot. But you've got 500 milliamps, which should pretty much power any kind of pedal we can think of. Most of them, most digital pedals, fully isolated, super lightweight, super small, and easily mounted either with Velcro or the mounting, the supplied mounting kit under even this very, very small board. And I can clearly see it would not hit the floor. Let the power supply hit the floor. Let the power supply hit the floor. It's a song. So, and of course, they're gonna whine and say, "Whoa, but what about my quad cortex? What if I have like something that needs a lot of power?"
Feel that overload, more outputs than you'll ever need. Feel the lightning surge like a stampede, fitting snug beneath the stage and scream. The Walrus got the power indeed.
So it's the same thing. There's something wrong about these really, 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 really nice boxes. These are super, super fun boxes that also have I love you stickers in them. But this box comes up a bit and then you can't get it out because it's on this little minimal design flaw. But these boxes are very nice. I love you. It smells like menthol. Why? Same thing. Oh, there's 2 I love you stickers. What? Maybe I did something wrong. Same thing. All the cables are in there. And this is the HP version. I thought, hey, did they do a signature for me? No, it stands for high power. And when you look, 1, 2, 3 outputs. And it doesn't have 5. It's got 4. 3 at 500, which is nice, and 1 at 3 amps at 9 volt or 12 volt. That should power most of the devices that I can possibly think of. For example, interestingly, total coincidence that that's here, Headrush Flex Prime. Needs 3 amps It's perfect. At 12 volts. I assume at 12 it might have a bit less, but it'll likely power this. It'll power a quad cortex. It'll power most of what you need. 3 amps at 3,000 milliamps. That's a lot, right? And that in such a small package. And you can still power other pedals with it. 3 pedals? No, you could possibly power more because you can daisy chain. You can daisy chain analog pedals. Only when there's problems, you hear a high feep or some humming, then try to get them isolated. So 3 times 500 will power quite a bit more than 3 pedals. But this one will definitely power a big modeler with this. This is the power supply for the head rush, which is the tiniest bit smaller than the one for this. And you can do quite a bit more with this. Very, very cool. I have for the chock system. Oh, you can of course also daisy chain others through. For the chock system, I've got the Crux, which is 1 block, $79, and that has that high power output, and it can also be chained to a DC7 or something like that. So that's very nice. But if you already have the canvas system, having the canvas high power to power your modeler and then other pedals, very cool. Also, I think 200 and something if I'm correct. Now, if you're saying 4 is not enough, 5 not enough, and we're opening the same size box.
The Walrus got the power, don't you see? Daisy chain makes you feel so free. Oh, more outputs than you.
It's a really nice box design, Walrus. Very nicely done. And we are greeted with this. And yes, you guessed it. Same idea, but 8 outputs. More money. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 500 milliamp outputs at 9 volt, 2 500 milliamps output at 9 volt, or 12 volt 375, or 18, I can read this, 250. So 2 switchable outputs, still daisy chainable. This also has a USB-C out at 1.5 amps, so you could charge your phone, have your iPad running, have a camera running, anything you need USB-C power for. So this is also a pretty powerful USB-C power supply. And the 5 doesn't have that, and the high power doesn't have that. It shows you how much is actually being pulled of the maximum load that this can have. So 10%, 20%, 50, or 100. So it gives you an indication of this being overloaded or not, right? 8, relatively small. And you can see on the main rail of this expand board, bam, not an issue at all. Could you put it here? I wouldn't, but you could. That's not clever. Put it here, bam. And you've got an 8 independent, very nice switching power supply on your small fly rig. Of course, with that many outputs, you could probably power 15, 16. I mean, a lot of analog pedals have, 10 milliamps or something, 5 milliamps. It's easy to power more if it works. If it doesn't work, you need more isolated outs. But if you really, really, really want to put all of your pedals on individual isolated outputs, then why not go for 15?
The Walrus got the power underboard in dark hour. Many outs, more than need in the metal. It's the creed. Efficient beast, no compromise. Feeds the gear, electrifies. Compact force, lays unseen. Silent guardian, ever keen. Cable snaking, perfect path. Fueling fury, metal wrath. No more limits, shred and roll.
Now 15 is pretty crazy already, right? Can't think of many that have 15 outs. Most certainly not that light, that small. It's just longer. It's still the same size, but it's just longer. Can't really think of... I mean, they exist. Had one from Poland that had even AC outs, whatever, but very, very expensive. It's not on the market anymore. So this, just like the 8, we've got the load indicator, the input, the USB-C at 1.5 amps. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 9-volt outs, 2 switchable ones, and then the chain through, all in one very light power supply. All the cables, of course, in there. And here, for this expand board, we already have a problem because can't put that here, can't put that there. But I mean, I'm an idiot. You also wouldn't put 15 pedals on the expand, on the small one. You would put that on the big expand. I've got that downstairs. That would be the way to go. And of course, that's also higher and you can put it in different positions. Or you can put that on a Schmidt-Array board, or you can put that on a mono board, which I also have, which is great, or of course pedal train, and it comes with the mounting screws and all that. And if you're completely, utterly fucked up in the head, then this one's for you.
The Walrus got the power you need. More outputs, it's a powerful seed. Lightweight fits under every board. Run your pedals, strike the chord. 12 volts running down the line.
Now for this one, and I think that for the screen as well, the power supply is bigger. Has to be because it needs to power supply more. What the? Hey, I love you too, but stay in there. Physics. You have to supply more power. So if you, it smells of menthol. If you have watched way too many of my videos or of my colleagues' videos and you keep buying pedals, why? Because it's fun. So if you're into fun and you have way too many pedals and you're someone that actually insists on having all of these pedals on the same board because you're freaking crazy in the head and your doctor can't give you the right pills, then you need the Canvas 22. And guess what? Mounting cables, all in there, all the same, just a lot of cables, right? Look at this thing. I don't even know if it fits on the camera. We're gonna go diagonal. Yeah, we got 24 volt input, lights, USB-C. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 20 isolated 500 milliamp outputs. 2 switchable, which is more than enough if you ask me. And you can still chain through to a 15, an 8, or a 5 or high power. And that will fit on any pedal train, on almost any board that I can think of. You know, mount here, whatever, the mounting kit is in there. This is utterly ridiculously crazy. I think this clocks in at almost 400. But if you were to buy a power supply that has 22 output, I mean, if you're buying, let's go back to chocks. You're buying the 7 and you're buying the 8 as an expander, that'll give me mathematically 15. And you could still chain another 8 through, which would give me 23. I could do that, but I'll be paying more. They're great power supplies, no question about it. But I'd be paying more. This is really lightweight. It'll all be on the back of your board. This is crazy. If you have that kind of power need, you're crazy, but Walrus Audio got you covered. That is the range of Walrus Audio power supplies. It's got the Canvas range. There's a 5 high power, which many of us now need, and it's good that it exists. 15 is already crazy. 22 is certifiably crazy, and if you need that, give me a call because you probably owe you a lot because you bought way too many pedals because of my recommendations, and keep doing it. I'll put links below. Thanks to Walrus for sending these over, and Animals at the end.
Power surges, feel the might. Voltage flowing, pure delight. Circuit master, daisy chain, unstoppable, no restraint. 12 volts, 18, feel the charge. Fit beneath your pedals barge. Light as air, yet fierce and bold. Outputs more than you've been told. go far.